Funny when you say that, because I was trying to explain to like Jenna and people what a cameo is. It's like you have to be someone to have a cameo, right? So it's kind of like you can't. It's either you're an extra or you're a celebrity and you're doing a cameo, right? She's like, well, I don't understand it. Like, you know, could you do a cameo? I said the cameo is something like Stan Lee, you know, when he does the movies. You're like, whoa! So I've never done a cameo before. I'd rather be the star of the whole entire time. So I'm not used to it. But sometimes it's humbling. But yeah, a lot of people were, and you know the crowd reaction shots I got were like New York, and the two top cities everywhere is on my Instagram is New York and Houston and Dallas, or Houston and Texas and Dallas. You know, Texas. Yes. So Texas always shows me so much love, and not just because you know I live here and I'm from here. I just think that the people are different. And when I first moved here from Los Angeles, I was like, okay, what's this guy want, man? He's coming up and he's like, sir, do you need help? And I was thinking, oh, you know, I don't know what he's asking. He was really genuinely just trying to help me. That's before Siri. Well, if you go down this street, and I was just like, so nice. In LA, you don't know what you're going to get. You know what I mean? And the attitudes here are so different. And that's why I moved here, because I love it. And you can just tell it's just, you know, the Texas love. We're a huge state, and we have huge hearts, I think. You know? Woo! I appreciate it. You do have clothes under the rose? Answer it, okay. Don't show us. Don't. What if you win? No.
Then it becomes a totally different type of panel then. All right.
You know what's funny about robes? Robes are pretty comfortable. There's a Green Ranger robe I saw online. My dad wears robes. And sometimes I'm thinking, man, that's like for old people, man. I swear, if you ever catch me in a robe sitting on a porch and doing nothing, I'm old. And the other day I was in this Bruce Lee robe, and I'm sitting on the porch, and I'm doing nothing. I'm thinking, my life. What has just happened? But anyway.
You're more than life?
Yeah, robes are good.
I'm really comfortable.
Yeah.
So there was roughly an 8-year period between when you left as the Red Turbo Ranger and became a Black Dino Thunder Ranger. And I wanted to know, what was that process like of going back to playing Tommy Oliver after such a long time?
It's interesting. You know, I've done so many different Power Ranger, you know, histories, or what you call it, you know, the Mighty Morphin, and then went to the Zero, and went to Turbo, and then now Dr. Oliver, the Black Dino, you know, series is popular for like the kids your age, right? In the back, you were like, yeah, right? And it's starting to, you know, see the surfacing of the fan base. Sometimes people are like, okay, it's enough of the Green Ranger. You know, you're really milking the Green Ranger around blah, blah. Okay, well, now I have White, and then I have Zeo, and then I have Turbo, and then I have Dino Thunder. You're never going to stop it. It's, you know, the power of the Tommy Oliver thing. But when I went back as Dr. Oliver, however I became a doctor, I thought it was cool. Because when kids recognized me, it wasn't Tommy. They would be like, Dr. Oliver, and I instantly had this people that didn't know me, and their parents were like, oh, he's a doctor. I'm like, yeah. So that was cool when people go, Dr. O, and I'm like, hey, what's up, little guy? Parents are like, stranger danger, get away from him. But it was interesting going back. Everybody was fans, and just like going to the cameo, the people that worked on the crew, the people that filmed the movie, the Lionsgate people were so excited that the reaction at the premiere was like, whoa, and we're talking a professional. You know, this is a premiere with, like, you know, the studios and the executives and people that are supposed to keep things calm. They were really excited about that, you know? So going back to the show, I had that, oh man, did you hear Jason Frey, Tommy Oliver, the real dude's going to be coming to set. So when I did that with Dino Thunder, I went back to help the ratings through Disney. The ratings, Disney owned it, and the ratings were dropping slightly, so they asked if I would come back, and I said, sure. And I double-checked to make sure I could fit in spandex. I said, sure. Now I stay spandex ready, hashtag spandex ready, because you just never know what happens. Because spandex don't lie, you know how it is. And, so I went back and I said, yes, cool. So I'm a doctor, and then black was a favorite color of mine, and so, you know, my wardrobe closet was all black, and I was Black Dino Thunder, and that was it.
Was there ever a case where you were on an airplane and they're like, is there a doctor on the plane?
Oh,
and
I so wished. I could just envision it and be like, sorry, I couldn't help. But you said you were a doctor. I just played one on TV.
Boy, that's kind of messed up.
I answered your your question, right?
Yeah.
Sometimes my ADD gets a control of me.
And yes, he's wearing clothes under the robe.
Okay, so which story of how the Power Rangers became the Ninja Rangers do you feel is more canon? The movie or the TV show?
Well, I would. That's a good question. Never been asked that question before. You know, the movie stuff was great. It was big. I didn't think they were going to take that to go to the TV, TV series. And so sometimes we leave things for a movie, for the movie industry, for television. But that happened to be that we were the TV people, we were the movie people. So they kind of merged together. I like the movie versions of it. I thought it was really cool. It was really that the headband. I'm a guy that's like, I don't know about you guys, but I'm like really weird and like socks, itchy socks, or shirts that like itch me and like stick on me and stuff like. It's weird. The headbands, I just remember just a nightmare. They were just like so sticky, you know. They were just like, so every time it was just, anyway. It just brought back flashbacks of how the bandanas were made. I don't know why they couldn't put cloth inside the bandanas. Why it had to be that anyway. So to answer your question, probably a movie, but it was cool they did it into the series as well. Thank you, buddy. I appreciate it. I like that. Thank you, mister. Now I can listen to that line while I'm sitting on a road, on a porch, thinking, how old am I? Thank you, mister. Thank you, mister. Hi.
Huge fan. I've watched you since South Six. I've idolized you ever since then.
Thank you.
Never getting off the Facebook complete. It's like, okay, when Bruce first came, he was saying, oh yeah, by the way, you're gonna be losing power. So you're gonna be losing your power again. And how did you feel like you were shifting like color to color like really fast?
You know.
Like all fancy, or is it just like, what's the change that's happening?
Yeah, I think the overall idea about the changes that we were, it was the Japanese footage show, so we had to match Japanese footage. So every time we did a season, we ran out of footage, so we switched. But it was also good marketing because you all bought new toys. It was like, oh yeah, new toys. Wow. And parents were like, I hate you. I'm like, I'm just trying to give your kids new toys. Mister. But switch different toys. But for me, it was okay. I was ready to move on to, I talked to Haim Saban for the first time in many years and loved seeing him. And, at 18 years old, him saying, oh, you're going to be a star and you're going to be this. Sometimes you got to slow things down and put a break on things and live for today and not just get too excited with stuff. So switching colors was okay for me. Switching cast members was more of an issue for me because it was just, we were always switching and it was just so hard. You work with people and then people leave because of whatever reasons and you're switching it. For me, I just switched costumes. Spandex all felt the same. The only time it felt really different was when I was Zeo and I was like, okay, I don't have a shield. I feel naked. I don't know. It's just weird, So it was cool. It was nice, cool and calm, and just switching colors, just a different color of the spandex, and just a different day in Tom Oliver's life. Except I open my closet and everything's green, and I open it and everything's white. It's like they act like kids are so like, oh, kids will never see that. The shields were different on the show. It's like you have to wear these colors or they won't recognize you. Okay, all right, where are the colors? Now you want to recognize me as white, and then I dress in red. So the wardrobe's swapping, and everyone's using different wardrobe and stuff like that. So. But it was fun. Thank you, buddy. Thank you. And let's not mention name ages in public really loud. Like, I watched you since I was 6. Shh.
That was last week.
All right, that was last week.
Have you gotten to keep any of your outfits from the show? Is your closet actually filled with spandex?
I do have quite a few stuff that I have from the show that I accidentally got. What? I knew you took. No. I'm a big collector on stuff. Things that people would throw away, I would keep. Like on the show, we would shoot in we don't have digitals. We would shoot in film, in the old school film days. So we'd shoot in 16 millimeter, and Elon will take a picture of a Polaroid to see how the lighting is, and then the Polaroid, he would look at it and go, cool, and throw it in the trash. And these were Polaroids over and over again. It's natural for him. We probably took about 50 Polaroids a day, Twee and Austin, just everything. And so he put it in the trash and I collect. So I got all these original Polaroids that I think are pretty cool. So I used to keep things that they were necessarily were going to maybe throw out or get lost, because all the stuff on Power Rangers is now lost. You know, when Disney shot it, they were told to destroy everything on the end of the season. So Dino Thunder, all the stuff has been destroyed, so it can't go anywhere. And if it was my company, I would be kind of like the hoarder and hoard it all and have this cool museum that just like shows everything. You know what I mean? Like you can walk in and it would be cool. So I guess I was like a Power Ranger hoarder. I just collected everything. Oh, collect this. Oh, that sign. Take that out of the trash. Give me that water bottle. Kimberly drink from. Yes. I have the TNA. What? All right, maybe I didn't go that far. Or maybe I did. So what? Dun, dun, dun. To answer your question, I do have some.
Okay.
She's like, great. Good. I think we gotta go down.
Throwing away my water. All right. You have a question?
Are you done with that water bottle?
On any of the shows, what was the scariest moment on set for you?
Having a girlfriend. Scariest moment on set. You know, you always have this first time jitters on a job. You know, you get out there and you're like, man, I want to do the best I can. And sometimes if you focus on those jitters, you might not do the best you can. So I think the first day on set was like overwhelming for me. I'm the new guy. You know, the show's already going on. Like, you know, Tommy's just a kick butt character. I didn't know anybody. Just really overwhelming, much like the character on the TV show. So when I came into it, it was just overwhelming. And I think the scariest moment was, for me, the lights were there, the command center, you got green screens. I don't even know who Zordon. I never met Zordon on the series at all. Never met him at all. At all. Now maybe on Comic Cons, but never seen him, just because we don't work with him. It's a green screen. So I think the scariest moment was me to embrace what I was supposed to do, and that was my time that, you know, God put in my life to say, okay, let your jitters go and just focus on today and get through it. And that's kind of what I did. So I would say going on set, you know, when my brother played, he played my brother on the show. I lost my brother years ago, but when he was a tough dude, charisma, and we got along great. We were like called the Fearless Frank Brothers back in the days. On the turn scene, we would like kick people's butt. Like they were like, oh no, the Frank Brothers. My brother would go with the biggest guy always and be like, let's just get him out of the way. I'd be like, okay, you can. Right? So we learned this way. But the point is, like, he has so much charisma and so much. And then when he wanted to act, it was like, I got that. It's easy. I was like, okay, it's not that easy. You know, when you're like, public speaking is the #1 fear in America. You know, it's not that easy. So he was a tough guy, and I remember he got into his mark, and I've had hours and hours and years of training, and he comes at his mark, and his line was like, Tommy, you're my brother? And then I'm like, cut. I'm like, why do you sound like that, man? This is hard, man. I said, yeah, well, just talk normal. Why do you got to be like, Tommy? I'm just talking to you. He's like, well, I am. Yeah, I can. And I'm the action, Tommy? And just watching him sweat and hit the mark, it wasn't that easy. You see things and you're just like, well, it's so easy, but it's not. You know, there's a talent to everything. Like, I had an event at iFly last night, flew some people. Who was at iFly? Any of the flyers in here? Yep, cool, got a chance to fly. Experiencing new things, you know, and it's not that easy. It looks easy, but everything is a talent. Cosplay, makeup, and we all have our talent, and that's what I'm here to tell you all. We all have a talent. What is the talent that will bring you to the next level? Not financially, but mentally. And what is your talent that will provide you a way to live? Because if you're passionate about your talent that you have, then passion, everything follows. Money, everything else will follow, but you have to be passionate. So I was passionate about Tommy. I didn't care. I would have paid them to do it. It was fun to go there and film, you know? So we got to like tap into what our talent is. If you say, yeah, you know, I'm really good at editing, and yeah, I'm really good at this, or I love doing cosplay, but, you know, people make fun of me and they say, hey, I shouldn't do it. Well, hey, everybody in Hollywood, I could not get an agent in Hollywood. People thought this was a joke, you know, and I read something I still read stuff, and it says, you know, movie makes a hit on one of the cheesiest kid shows of all times, and I was thinking, you know, I did an interview today, I said, I like being cheesy. Because kids eat macaroni and cheese, we love cheese sandwiches, we love cheese pizza, so I knew when Power Rangers was going to hit, kids will eat it up like me. I thought it was cheesy, and I thought it was awesome, and I love macaroni and cheese. It's a household name, Power Rangers is now